using the PLD tracking sheets within Year 1 and 2. From an individual student level, it is essential that we profile each student and establish teaching and learning goals. From that range in ability that's evident within each of your classrooms, it is essential that we create 3 targeted teaching groups and establish a realistic teaching plan. Set up tips. Number 1, annually request the downloadable tracking sheets from the PLD site. 2, convert the downloadable tracking sheets into a cloud-based format. They need to not be Excel because we need multiple teachers to be able to access those tabs simultaneously. And we want a tracking sheet that has the whole school on it. Number 3, there is a training video that outlines how to use those PLD tracking sheets with fidelity. Now, there are 3 quite simple functions that we require: hiding and unhiding of columns, cutting and pasting the entire rows of data, and how to colour fill and identify what is your teaching plan for the term ahead. Number 4, the tracking sheets provide a space for background information, and particularly for Tier 2 and Tier 3 students, the students that are not operating where we'd be expecting for their age and year level. We're not going to write words in there, but we've got abbreviations, often indicating why those delays have occurred. Number 5, it is essential that we hide the columns that we are not currently using. So in Term 3, we would be hiding Term 1 and Term 2 and hiding Term 4 and just having Term 3 in view. Now, if you don't know how to do that, that is one of the functions that you need to activate when utilising these tracking sheets, and there is a video that explains and trains how to engage those 3 different functions. This is particularly relevant for Year 1 classrooms, sometimes Year 2 classrooms, but it's quite common, particularly early in the year, to have students that are scoring quite poorly in CVC, 0 to 40%. Now, what that is going to trigger is the need for some additional testing of foundation level skills, and we're going to place the testing results into the tracking sheets. Number 5, if you've got a composite Year 1, Year 2 class, it is essential that these students are grouped together and that we aren't having Year 1s on one sheet and Year 2s on another sheet, but they are all together because we want a teaching plan for those 2 year levels. The foundation Year 1 classes are more complicated, and we may find that foundation is separate until semester 2, and then they can easily be integrated into the one tracking sheet. The 6 steps in utilising PLD's tracking sheets. Step 1, administer your placement test. Step 2, correct the spelling test and convert into percentages using the handy percentage converter. Step 3, enter the percentage scores onto the tracking sheet. Step 4, it's important to use the little colour filling function that is outlined on this video to highlight what do you intend to teach. Colour filling 1 cell or 2 cells only. Here's a short video outlining how this is completed. So looking across the row of data and not just highlighting the first time a student dips under 80%, but looking across and making the judgment call. What do you intend to teach over the next 8, 9, 10 weeks? Step 5, how to organise that patchy looking profile into 3 targeted teaching groups. So what we're going to do is pull all your top students or Tier 1 students down to the bottom of the spreadsheet, move all your lower students up. We may end up with too many groups, so we might need to widen the focus. A short demonstration video. Moving all your top students to the bottom, creating a nice rectangle. Moving your weaker students up. You're going to end up with some extra rows that need to be inserted and then also deleted. But gradually, your spreadsheet starts to be organised into rectangles. Sometimes too many groups, and then we just need to widen the focus. Step 6, describe the teaching focus of each group, and we aim for the top group, ideally, to be following that teaching sequence in the teaching sequence manuals. And what's the plan for the other two groups, the Tier 2 and Tier 3? If you have students that were away, move them out of the class profile and put them at the bottom of the spreadsheet because they need to be screened at the first possible opportunity. Students that have left, don't keep them in the class profile. Again, move them to the bottom of the spreadsheet. Red flags or common issues that we encounter in the PLD office with your tracking sheets. Common issue 1, a teacher's entered the data and said, "I've finished." Well, no, because steps 4, 5, and 6 have not been completed. All you have done is do your testing and enter the data onto a tracking sheet. There is no teaching plan established. Common issue 2, I've lined up all my students, they've moved from alphabetical order, and I've got 6 groups. No, PLD advocates for 3 groups, so we need to push 2 of those groups together and change our teaching plan. Common issue, that it's a very patchy looking profile, and again, almost there, but what we need to do is line up down the bottom all of the stronger students, put the weaker students at the top, the other groups in the middle, and push a couple of the groups together so that we get the 3 targeted teaching groups. Close, but definitely not finished. On the PLD website, there is a maintenance page because first you need to launch PLD and then we need to maintain its implementation over time. Really simple tips. One of those tips is tip 4, using the PLD process and tracking sheets with fidelity, not choosing your own journey and changing it, but really nice videos and information, or the suggestion down here for how schools can find someone on staff to also manage the process, because the tracking sheets are central to PLD's implementation. Remember, there's support available through the PLD website. This concludes Year 1 and 2 using the PLD tracking sheets. Best wishes. If you found this information useful, don't forget to click the subscribe button and check out our related videos shown here. If you have any questions or feedback, please add them to the comments below and we'll be sure to respond. Otherwise, you can reach us via live chat on our website, pld-literacy.org. Thanks again for viewing.